Now, records are meant to be broken, and tech giant Apple is proving this in style. The company reported a profit of $18.4 billion for the last quarter of calendar year 2015, the largest in its history. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. CNBC TV 18's Megha Vishwanath gets you more.
Apple CEO Tim Cook has cooked up a storm and silenced critics who doubted his ability to better former CEO Steve Jobs' performance. In an earlier report that sends previous Apple records crashing, the technology giant posted all-time high revenues of $75.9 billion, all-time high quarterly profits of $18.4 billion, and a much higher than expected earnings per share of $3.28. We're not done with the new records just yet. Sales of the iPhone, its biggest selling product, checked in at $74.8 million, another all-time high, though it's just a whisker lower than the widely expected $75 million. Now for the not-so-good news. Sales of its number 2 and number 3 products, the iPad and Mac, not only came in lower than a year ago, they also missed street estimates. The other disappointment is that Apple has predicted that revenues may drop between $50 and $53 billion in January-March quarter, the first such drop since 2003, and significantly lower than the $58 billion in revenue it clocked a year ago. Weak sales in China is one of the big dampeners, with Tim Cook saying, and I quote, "Notwithstanding these record results, we began to see some signs of economic softness in Greater China earlier this month, most notably in Hong Kong. Beyond the short-term volatility, we remain very confident about the long-term potential of the China market and the large opportunities ahead of us, and we are maintaining our investment plans." End quote. However, Cook also pointed to a bigger slowdown in the Brazilian and Russian markets and a globally weakening dollar for the troubles. This leaves the world's third largest smartphone market, India, to pick up the slack. The last quarter has seen revenues from India rise 38%, that's 48% in constant currency terms, and Cook says there's more where that came from. He told analysts, and I quote again, "India's growth, as you know, is very good. It's quickly becoming the fastest growing BRIC country, so it's a very rapidly expanding country. And I think the government in India is very interested in economic reforms and so forth that I think all speak to a really good business environment for the future." End quote. In New Delhi, this is Megha Vishwanath.